Hello again. So, Benny Gantz and his Kahol Lavan party have won a plurality in Israel's elections. Now, quick going over political system, just in case you didn't know. We have 120 seats in our Knesset, our parliament, and you need to form a coalition of political parties that controls at least 61. That's at least a bare majority to form a government. Now, obviously, having the plurality, that is, having the party with the most seats, Benny Gantz is very likely to be picked to be our prime minister to try to form a government. I should say that there's some recounts going on, so it is theoretically possible that a seat could go from Kahol Lavan under Benny Gantz to Likud under Bibi Netanyahu. It's unlikely, but it could happen. I don't think it will. So I'm assuming that Benny Gantz has the plurality. I forgot to mention there's a 2-seat difference. Okay, so Benny Gantz has 2 seats in the Knesset more than Bibi does. So if 1 seat shifts, then he loses the plurality. That's a big deal. But I assume that he has it. So if Benny Gantz is picked to be prime minister to form a government, he needs to form a coalition. And that's where he has a big problem. Because Benny Gantz does not have a coalition. Bibi Netanyahu has a coalition. Bibi has a coalition that is a few seats short of a majority. 4 seats or 6 seats, something like that. Anyway. But Benny Gantz does not. Now, if you read the foreign media, or Israeli liberal media, it would be very easy to get the impression that all the parties that are in opposition are united. And only very kind of united against Bibi. There's the Arab list, there are the socialists, there's Kahol Lavan, which is a nationalist party with some political differences from Likud. So there's this multiplicity of political positions among the opposition. So convincing them to form a coalition government would be very difficult. And even if they do that, if all the opposition parties are united, then they still don't have a majority. To gain a majority, they would need either Yisrael Beitenu under Avigdor Lieberman, who has been called by some people Israel's kingmaker in this election. I'll talk about him in another video. Or you need defections from the right. Now, getting Avigdor Lieberman to join a coalition that includes the Arab list is not happening. In some ways, Avigdor Lieberman and Yisrael Beitenu are more hardline on national security and Palestinian issues than Likud is. So getting Yisrael Beitenu and the Arab list into a coalition government it's not happening. So assuming that the Arab list would not be joining a coalition government, then Benny Gantz would need Kahol Lavan and at least one other right-wing party. Shas, maybe. Might get Shas. But it will be very difficult. And I think it's quite possible that Benny Gantz actually will not be picked to be the next prime minister, because our president Rivlin, who is usually just a figurehead. Our president is usually just a figurehead, but in elections, the president picks the next prime minister, the person who will form a new government, and the president picks the person who is most likely, not necessarily the one with the plurality, but most likely to form a government. Usually the person with the plurality, but not always, and in this case, possibly not. So that has been Benny Gantz's problem. I I think on the level, I think Benny Gantz is likely to be picked at least for the first, at least at first. He will have a certain period of time in which to form a new government, but if he fails, then the president will pick someone else, probably Bibi. So we'll see where to go from here. Um, in any case, I hope this has been informative. If you like this, if you want to see more from me, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and well, have a good day. Have a good one.